Why do you need financial documentation? Why does it matter? It is more than a compliance requirement. It is the foundation of an organization's accountability and sustainability. Build donors' confidence. That is why we need financial documents. It also demonstrates transparency and also supports strategic decision making. And also they help you monitor your implementation. You're able to know, am I on track with my implementation? Do I have enough for the remaining period? If you have a 1 year, 5 year, 6 months implementation, project implementation, if you have your documents properly kept, then you're able to monitor where you're going. It's like a roadmap. These documents are not just for the audit or a compliance requirement for you to get another funding, but it also helps you know the road you're walking in, like a light and the lamp on the path that you're taking. And of course, indeed, it meets statutory and donor reporting requirements. As we say, it's a compliance issue, and also improves competitiveness in grant application. When we began, I had colleagues speak of the challenge in grants and access of funding. The world is becoming more and more, that space of grant application is becoming more and more competitive. It is increasingly becoming extremely almost like you would say almost hard to get grants because it is shrinking, as we all know. But of course, with proper financial documentation, I still see organization win grants. Like the measures, now we go to the key documents that every organization should have. One of it is the organization budget. It is important that you have the budget because the budget is the plan, is what you want to do, why you want to do, when you want to do. The budget. You need the organization budget. You need the statement of financial position to tell you, are you able to prove that you are a going concern? Are you able to proceed with your impact? Are you able to proceed with your mission? Income and expenditure statement to show how well you're managing your revenues and expenditures, and also the cash flow statements shows you what's coming in, what's going out in terms of your finances. Yes, so the organizational budget. The organizational budget is the roadmap. As I said, it's the plan that tells you where you're going and why you're going there. And in this document, you should have should align with strategic objectives. You should ensure that you work with the objectives when you're making your budget. Strategic objectives. What exactly do you want to do in the specified period? And use realistic assumptions like specified period, a specified amount, specific amount, time bound that you can measure, should have the best estimates on historic data where possible. So you've done this before, and how was that road when you took it? So it's good to do this when you clearly understand, last season or last period when I was doing the same thing, or maybe bigger or smaller, I spent this amount in my budget, and we had to hire halls, we had to invite facilitators, we paid so much on staff, we paid so much on implementation, we saved so much on travel, we invested so much in equipment and acquisitions. Then you're able to understand what to do for your current budgeting processes. And then you should have a narrative that explains all this, why the cost, how these figures will be calculated, every unit cost, the number of units, and the cost assumptions. So, and also as you do that, put in mind that there is inflation, there are changes in the market, and clearly separate the direct and direct costs involving you should also involve all your team. Your whole team should be involved in all this process. It is an error for the finance department or the accounting department to do this alone. It's important to involve the programs and the finance, or rather the projects and the finance teams, when creating your organization budget. Yeah, another document, as I mentioned earlier, statements of financial position. The statement of financial position. And basically, the statement of financial position is it tells you about your assets, liabilities, and of course, shows your net worth. Yeah, shows your net assets, your fund balance. And assets include liquid and illiquid, long-term and short-term assets, the cash, bank balances, equipment, receivables. Your land would be part of your assets. Your motor vehicles would be part of your assets. If you have buildings, those are your assets. Liabilities, the payables. This is what you owe other people. The loans, the accrued expenses. And then, of course, this statement would show your net, where your assets, you less the liabilities, then you're able to know your financial position. Yeah, and then another document is your cash flow, and this statement shows how your movement of cash in and cash out that fall under your operating activities. Cash flowing through operating activities is operations. So a cash flow statement shows your operations, the cash that is flowing in from donors and going into your implementations and going into your your activities that you have planned in the work plan. Investing activities, these ones include probably want to do investments. You want to open a center, and you want to buy land. You want to build a structure. For instance, you're doing a training and you want to build a hall for your trainings. Those are investing activities. Financing activities, activities that are financing your operations, probably is for the social enterprises. Yeah, and so then we come to supporting documents, and I know these are very common. I mean, these are very familiar things. So some of them we work with them regularly, and I believe they are universal. The supporting documentation, and this includes receipts confirming that you have paid, invoices claiming and requesting for you to pay, purchase orders, local purchase orders, contracts that you engage with your contractors, delivery notes, your bank statements, and payroll records. Attendance lists if you're conducting activities and you are calling people. These are part of your financial documentations. Procurement evaluation reports to show how you arrive at the vendors that you choose and what criteria you used to arrive at and choose a certain vendor and not the other. Approval forms, be they approvals of payments, approvals of engagement, approvals of contracting. Yeah, these are support documentations that we keep in our organizations. Yes, so these mistakes that we mostly have in our documents, they reduce the confidence of the donors and also increase audit risks. If you have a mistake like missing documents or incorrect budget coding, if you can't know which budget you are reporting, then it would just imply that you're guessing. You did not even have a plan. Yeah, the budget should be correctly coded and tracked in the financial report. Mathematical errors, as I said, a figure has been added here, a figure has been removed there. It sounds like an afterthought. would come to a donor like an afterthought. You presented this thing like an afterthought. It's not a reality. It's not accurate. As we said, the qualities of effective financial documentation. It's not accurate. It is not transparent. It's not a clear image of what the other person wants to see. Late reporting. Those are common mistakes. You report late, and it means you're not intentional in whatever you have done. You have delayed everything, and means probably if you're given funds, you would delay implementation. Probably it is a time-bound grant that needs to be implemented within a set period, and you have these mistakes of late reporting. This would really be problematic. Then supported expenditure, as Hajra said, if you can't bring receipts of past years, how would you track that? How would you confirm that this happened? Incorrect exchange rates would either blow up your budget or blow up your financial statement, or bring it lower than expected, and then bring a very wrong impression, an indication of the position that it should present. If they're missing approvals, I have seen errors where partners or organizations have presented documents and there's no one who approved, there's no one who checked it. They're just a document over there. So you do not know is their governance, is the organizations, are the owners of this organization standing behind this, because approvals would mean the leaders of the organization, management is standing behind this. If there is no place where their hand or their finger can be traced, then the donors would not be so confident, would say, who is saying this? Like, who's saying this? But if the approvals are clear and attached into your financial reports and financial documents, then it shows the confidence that the management is in the documents that are being presented. Weak filing systems, whether electronic or hard copy, if you can't see the journey of a transaction, you are getting a document here and then you can't trace it in the other file, you can't trace it anywhere, because they're not filed properly, they're not placed properly, which also leads to inconsistency. Yeah, so inconsistent financial reporting are some of the common mistakes that organizations make, and which really injures donors' confidence and exposes the organization into several risks that probably in another forum we could be able to discuss. The key takeaways from this session would be quality financial documentations would strengthen your organization credibility, just as we have been discussing, and contributions have been received from our colleagues here. It strengthens your credibility. It tells the donor that you're able to do this. You're up to the task. You're faithful. You can actually deliver. So financial documentations actually strengthens your credibility as an organization. You can be counted, in other words. Financial documents actually support informed decision making, just as we had from the beginning, at the beginning of this session. It helps you to know, are your policies okay? Do we review them? Do we continue with them? Do we strengthen them? Yeah. Another thing is that it enhances the donor's confidence. Yeah. Your financial documentation, when properly kept, when effectively kept, improves grants competitiveness in the present shrinking donor space. It improves your competitiveness when you present documents that are effective, financial documents that are effective. It also promotes your accountability. as we saw from the beginning, and also facilitates successful audits. There's nothing as good as having good audit reports that you can confidently stand with before a potential partner that you are aspiring to engage to partner with you in your mission and in your implementation. If you have very good audit reports, they actually speak louder than many paragraphs that a person can say.